Okay, we're here with Tom Markowski, a veteran prep writer for the Detroit News. And Tom, tell us a little bit about your thoughts about the Big Day Prep Showdown at Eastern Michigan, starting with day one.
Well, I think everybody looks forward to the Big Day Prep Showdown. In the past, we've had some great matchups. You have a Division I venue. A lot of teams like coming back here. I mean, Chelsea comes to mind. I think it seems like they're here every year. They just, punch their ticket. But starting with day one, you have Manchester and Clinton, one of the oldest rivalries in the state of Michigan. You can't go wrong with opening her up with that type of game. The second game, you have a rebuilding program here in Sterling Heights-Stevenson going against Howell. Now, it's a rematch of last year's game at Eastern Michigan. Howell won that one pretty easily. Howell lost a lot from last year's team that won a state tournament game. And now they're going back. They have a 3-year starter at quarterback. I think they're going to be pretty good. I think Howell's going to contend for their West Division title. Stevenson is still in a rebuilding mode. I like Howell in that game.
How about day two, Tom? Your thoughts on the Friday games?
Well, we have another doubleheader on day two on the Friday. You got Ann Arbor Skyline, who's going to light it up in the air. You got Andrew Kopp, who is just going to throw 50 passes or more. So, you better get comfortable in your seat in that one. That's going to be a long game. They're going against Heartland. Heartland's picked in near the bottom of the West Division in the KLAA. So I'm not sure what they're going to bring to the table, but I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. Yet Skyline, though, is kind of an unknown quantity. Last year, they didn't play with any seniors, being a first-year program. Now they do have seniors, and it'll be interesting to see how they make that transition. The second game I really enjoy, Chelsea with Brad Bush, one of my favorite coaches in the area. I think Chelsea's going to contend for that division title in the Southeastern Conference. Of course, Brad's putting the pressure off of him, saying Adrian's going to win that one, and they're the favorite. But I still think Chelsea's going to do some harm there. We're going against Novi. Todd Pentecoff has got a brand new staff. A number of his members left for other schools, including Berkeley. Jeff Burnside is now the head coach at Berkeley High School. So I think Novi is a little bit of an unknown quantity, but I like Chelsea in that game.
And the final day, obviously Saturday, 4 games, making it the first time with 8 games in a Big Day Prep Showdown, a full lineup. Your thoughts on Saturday?
Well, first of all, we have the most games ever played in the Big Day Prep Showdown. We're going to start out at 11 a.m. with Monroe St. Mary's Catholic Central against Plymouth. Here's 2 teams that went to Ford Field. I mean, what can you have a better matchup here? The only question I have here, you have Plymouth as a Division I team, you have St. Mary's as a Division VI team. But I'll tell you what, St. Mary's can play with the best of them. They played Crockett before to open up the season, and Crockett's one of the top teams in the PSL, made a number of state tournament runs. So I don't think they're going to be intimidated here by Plymouth at all. Plymouth's got a couple of D1 players on their team. Tyler Goebel, a linebacker, and Dante Fox, a running back, being recruited more as an athlete. This is an interesting ball game like Plymouth, though, in this one. In game 2, got Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard, finished 11-1 last season. Had a terrific year for them going against Lake Fenton. Ann Arbor Gabe will battle for their division title within the Catholic League. Probably the favorite there is Pontiac or Notre Dame Prep, but look for Richard to battle along with Bishop Foley and Dearborn Divine Child in that one. A decent matchup there. And then the last 2 games, I think I am definitely going to be at these last 2 games. I'm not going to miss these. Detroit Martin Luther King going against Birmingham Brother Rice at 5 o'clock. Then you got Detroit Cass Tech against Farmington Hills Harrison at 8 o'clock. In these 2 games, I think you might have, and I'm not going to exaggerate here, 16, maybe more Division I players in these 2 games combined. Start with Martin Luther King with Dennis Northfleet, who I think is the most exciting player in the state. Will likely be ranked in my top 10. Still undecided where he's going to go to school. Could be a Michigan State signee, when all is said and done. Going against Brother Rice with Al Fracassa, coaching, trying to get past maybe a stumbling block. They haven't really made a big run in the state tournament last year. Lost a tough one to Harrison last year. They have a number of Division I players on their team, including running back Devin Church. Dylan Anderson, an offensive lineman for Brother Rice, is already committed to Central Michigan. The granddaddy that night is Cass Tech against Farmington Hills Harrison. And Harrison's going to be my number 1 team, and they've already been ranked nationally in the top 20 by a number of publications. Mario Ojamudia, Aaron Burbridge, Devin Funches, 3 Big Ten players they have on their team. Funches and Ojamudia going to Michigan. You got Burbridge going to Michigan State. Really, X factor here for Harrison is Jake Bento. Played receiver, played kick returner, defensive back last year. His brother Tommy was the quarterback. They're moving Jake to quarterback. Look for Jake Venno to really be the X factor for Harrison this year. I look for him to have a real big year. And I haven't made my decision on this one, but I'm looking for the top player in the state, and there's a lot of good ones. Royce Jenkins Stone, the linebacker from Cass Tech. I really like the way he plays, like his energy, I like his hitting style, and also Terry Richardson, who Tom Lemming really believes is a top 3 player in the state, a defensive back. Both those kids going to Michigan from Cass Tech. Then you have Darrell Goldsmith right in the middle, right in the line of scrimmage, also a big-time Division I prospect. And we can go on and on about this game. Ruben Lyle, a junior from Cass Tech, Division I talent. David Dawson, a lineman from Cass Tech, a Division I talent. There's going to be so much Division I talent on here. You're going to need 2 binoculars to check out all these players.
Well, great. Thanks for joining us, Tom. Let's fans check out Tom on DetNews.com and in the Detroit News as the season goes along. Thanks again, Tom.
All right, see you next week.